Refson, I disagree. Raphael Davis used to like defense. Basketball on the Big Ten Network is powered by Ram Trucks. Two high-powered offenses going head-to-head tonight with the Hawkeyes in town to take on the Scarlet Knights. Hey folks, how are you? He moves past Sanford for tops in the Big Ten. But if Peyton hits two today, he'll go back to the top of the Big Ten leaderboard for most threes made this year. But Robbie, they talked about it in studio. You want pace, you want points, we got your game.
Yeah, two of the worst defenses by scoring that we have in this conference, but two offenses that can really score the basketball. Iowa's going to have to rebound. You look at Rutgers the last two games, 19 offensive rebounds. They've been going to the glass.
An early bucket on the inside.
That's where Jeremiah Williams wants to operate. Get to that mid-range, get to his floater, little turnaround jumper, and use his size.
He fouled out late in that ball game against Maryland, 4 points. He kind of sick himself. A lot of Wisconsin game late, just didn't have enough. They were in the Purdue game late there as well. Got to get the shot off, and Harper recognized the time, and it's a 4-0 Rutgers lead.
You have to give more resistance there. Seydou Traore, it's just one-on-one. You let Dylan Harper beat you that badly off the bounce from 4 feet. There's no way help can come over.
Traore found Dembele. He was all alone under the basket.
Standpoint.
Bailey's trying to get some space. Might have used the arm. Somerville's bodied up in a tough two.
Harding going down. I just think with Dix's situation, 52% from the field, 45% from three. He's been unbelievable in transition this year, both from 2 and 3. It's like if your numbers are that good, I kind of want you to take more shots.
Alley-oop, Dylan Grant on the finish on Sunday.
He's just going to set this screen. You got Peyton Sanford guarding, and look at how fast he's going to get out. And there's really not a screen there, so there's no excuse for Sanford to not be connected there. But what a pass from Somerville. I mean,
4 minutes in and an 8-2 lead. Down to 6 to shoot. Williams penetrates, and it's
not the blow by there. He's got the
floor, and they have had no answer for Rutgers on the other side of the floor. Dix out of control. Traore with his long arms and the finish.
Josh Dix being aggressive. You get downhill, you draw multiple defenders, drop that off. Traore coming off one of his.
They only scored 63 against Wisconsin. Now that's the Badgers team that's played more up-tempo this year. Harding found an open Sanford, wide open for 3.
You can't give a guy like Peyton Sanford that.
Jeremiah Williams again. Good verticality there for Dembele, and they want to push again. Dix on the move, gets into the paint. Lathan Somerville was standing out of bounds when the ball hit him in the waist. And we've got our first timeout before the game started, and then afterwards you got to understand why. Took just 3 shots in the first half. Then Harper got to the line a ton, made his free throws. P.J. Hayes, he didn't place.
Getting to the paint and making something happen.
Yeah, there was a capable scorer coming from San Diego. Played at a lower level of college basketball before that. Harper almost gave it away. Martini on the floor. Certainly a capable three-point shooter. And he hits his first shot.
He's starting to come around shooting the basketball. 6 of his last 13 have gone down. Had a tough stretch in December, but that's what he does. Shot it well at Princeton last year. That jumper coming alive.
Answer for Iowa to cool that 5-0 Rutgers run.
Josh Dix is just money off the bounce. 46% from the field on shots off the dribble.
Bailey quick release. I'm not sure his feet were on the floor trying to get his shot. Now Iowa usually takes about 15 seconds off the shot clock. That's it. Fastest possessions in the Big Ten, and Josh Dix starting to be a little bit more aggressive.
And this is exactly.
You stay with Dylan Harper though on this end. Harper pulls up for 3. And here comes Iowa, wanted to run. Harding trying to get to the paint. And he laid it softly over the rim.
But that's what you got to do if you're struggling. Get to the foul line, get to the basket. Brock Harding has had some tough misses early in this game, but I loved it in transition. You push that tempo and you get to the front of the rim.
Bailey got some space with the shot fake and hits another 3.
Bryce Sanford, that's pretty good defense, but with Ace Bailey's shot-making skills, it's just better offense.
Sanford trying to answer and does.
That flare screen, you just pick off a defender. Yeah, media timeout. It doesn't take long for these two teams.
He's lost the defender. Well, these two teams don't like media timeouts either. Well, now we'll get one. Bryce Sanford fouled.
You're playing a lot of young guys, a lot of transfers, and that's one thing that we've come to know.
As a player in the year of the conference and Caleb Tom a couple years ago. Bryce Sanford hit.
Really a good defensive possession by Iowa. You're in rotation, you contain the bounce, you get back to set, and now you're in business.
And Sanford hits a third triple, and Iowa has the lead.
Rutgers.
How often has Iowa used this lineup all year with Kingsbury and Bronze on the floor with Sanford?
It's a rarity.
But that they've seen.
But this is a confident Peyton Sanford, and you have to think back to the first shot he gets. In transition, you got a guy that's struggling, but you let him get his head up. He makes a couple threes. Now you got to close out. He's burning it to the rim. Peyton Sanford, when he's going, he can get going with the best of them.
Bailey with the step back hits as well.
Those count. Carter Kingsbury did his job right there. You contain the bounce, you contest the shot. You end up playing in the league like the NBA. That's what the coaches tell you. You're guarding an elite offensive player. Just make it tough. Make him score over the top.
Maybe Bryce Sanford. But today they've certainly been on an effective pace here on the offensive end. Tyson Acuff in the game for the first time, and he shoots the moment he touches the basketball.
Well, with Dylan Harper out, he played well in those two games himself there.
He was standing out of bounds, but he knew it. That's why he was trying to.
Feet were closed.
Yeah. And Rutgers playing this section here without Harper nor Bailey on the floor, and Acuff back-to-back triples. A guy that's been in a Hawkeye uniform for a long time with red shirt. He's getting some of his opportunity. Durkak with one. You can't leave Acuff open.
But the decision by Durkak, he understands how much time he's got on the sub by Steve Peichel. Dylan Harper goes to the bench with foul trouble, and Tyson Acuff 9 points real quick.
They lost Josh Dix on the inbounds, and that snaps a 9-0 run. In the starting lineup when Dylan Harper was out with the ankle injury. Inside of 5 minutes to go in a high-scoring affair and a very entertaining first half here on a Wednesday night. Jeremiah Williams for three, banks it in.
How about that shot for a guy?
Now, Robbie, you said if Iowa's going to be in this ball game, Josh Dix has to be aggressive, and he is starting to come alive.
That's kind of a heat check.
Already got some space and fires. And now Peyton Sanford has hit 3 triples. The rest of his teammates are 0 of 7. Tip back in, Jeremiah Williams.
Iowa just not getting back.
Points, he has held up his end of the bargain. Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper, they have not been the story for Rutgers. Michael Davis for 3. He rattles it home.
How about the cut, though, from Durkak? You take 2 defenders with you. Michael Davis had been struggling, 2 of 10 from the field the last 2 games, but he gets an open look and he drills it.
Made one on Sunday, he makes one here. Rutgers' largest lead of the half. Tough shot for Dix, and he puts it down.
No, it's not. He won.
5 for 23 of the 31 for the Hawkeyes. Jack checked the clock. He's got 4 to shoot. All the way to Martini across the floor. His second of the half, and the 8th 3 for Rutgers in the first half.
A heads-up play by JaMychal Davis.
Possession. Peyton Sanford is back on the floor with that ankle injury for this final possession of the first half. And Harding is fouled. Rutgers had a foul to give, so that's exactly part of that conversation in the timeout. They don't have any left to give. Harding on the dribble, got all the way to the bucket and scored. And that is how the first half will come to an end. An impressive offensive performance for Steve Peichel's squad and a 9-point first half lead. Grant blocked Traore, and a good defensive possession for Iowa out of the locker room.
Absolutely. Dembele getting in a stance. There's really no offense there for Rutgers, and now an opportunity. Only 2 fast break points for the Hawkeyes in that first half.
Here is Peyton Sanford, who stepped on a defender on a fast break. Did come back in for the final possession. We'll watch how that he moves around, but he looks okay now. Dembele got the rebound, he got the putback, and Iowa more.
Defensive breakdown in the open floor, and then one also in the half court. Not a great start for the Scarlet Knights out of the break.
Ace Bailey took 3 shots in the first half. He made all 3. Now he's taken 4 and made all 4.
He was their most productive center in the Wisconsin game. There was no doubt about that. Tough first half for him, and it'll be interesting. Lathan Somerville has had some foul issues over the last 2 games. Let's see if Iowa can go right at him and get him back there. Good cut.
Nice patience. He saw Ace Bailey flying in. Martini trying to mark Dix, fires, and the Hawkeyes, who started 3 of 4 from beyond the arc, they have missed their last 10 3-pointers. Harper's toe on the line, but he hits.
You've got to match up there. Even off a missed shot, you've got to match it.
Traore for 3 in the corner. Adam scoops it in. And Rutgers back up by 9.
Iowa again not getting back and not matching up. Now you're playing off a closeout and giving an angle.
And Sanford took the angle on the offensive end.
I think there's also opportunities like you just saw Peyton Sanford attacking a closeout, getting downhill, that there's really not shot blocking out there on the floor for the Scarlet Knights.
Harper is fouled on his way to the bucket. It's called on Mulvey. And that is his second. Inside TV, I hit Robbie's button that turns his microphone off. Not and
Don't, you know, only at Syracuse do you learn that.
Yeah, look, in the second half, off the screen, he's missed his last 3 shots.
Got him a good look with just a simple pin down.
Bronze beat everybody down the floor.
I was watching Bronze in warm-ups, and he was throwing.
Iowa's cut it down to 5 a couple of times. Thanks to Bronze, the kick out. Harding, they need one to fall, and finally knock in a triple.
It's been a tough conference play shooting the basketballs from Peyton Sanford.
Robbie, Iowa had missed 14 straight 3-point attempts before that bucket for Brock Harding on the second chance point. Acuff in the corner, trying to answer, and does. His 4th 3 of the night.
Get the dribble.
We've also got next day game replays. Everything you can want there on Big Ten Plus. All the Robbie Hummel you can handle. Josh Dix, fade away. He has been outstanding tonight.
How many times?
Some size. They needed more rebounding, especially with Owen Freeman lost for the year.
Well, if you're going to play Thelwell and also Harding together, you lose your best rebounder. It's going to be really hard. You're going to need more size on the floor.
Brock Harding. We'll take a look at that. Dix for 3. We are tied.
You're not going under on that, and if you're going to switch it, Ace Bailey has to switch it to take that 3.
Josh Dix cut off the baseline. Bailey, after he made his first 4 shots to start the game, has missed his last 5.
Back-to-back good defensive possessions on Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey, forcing contested shots.
Dix again for 3. He's got 22, and Iowa has climbed all the... Andy, thank you for that. Well, they brought in some of those guys from the portal, and Jeremiah Williams is kind of like that. He's played a lot of college basketball. But don't question that this team is built around the younger guys. Bailey with the dish. His high school teammate, Jamichael Davis with the...
I think you also mentioned, Jason, when you come back home and play, you want to play well so badly, but you have to play within the confines of the offense.
A foul called on Price Sanford, trying to trail Ace Bailey, and you mentioned this earlier with 12-16.
Some looks, hasn't made them, and now you're going to gift him a free 2. Don't be the jinx here. Because it has been a very...
Bailey blocked it, but it had already hit the backboard.
On those flares and back screens, the guy that's guarding the screener has got to open up. That's a great cut. It's a 7 cut right to the rim. Watch Price Sanford here. Ace Bailey's guarding him. Lodge Dembele, you're not worried about him at the three-point line.
By the way, they did look at the offensive goaltending on Lathan Somerville during the last timeout and didn't confirm it. He did commit goaltending, so it is the correct score.
Look at that.
Harper's foul.
That change of direction and that burst. One game was a massive one for Ohio State. That big comeback.
We are tied at 58. It's here in the second half. He's got 22 points and a couple of threes. An open Peyton Sanford. Dembele's got the board and the chance at a three-point play.
Lodge Dembele play for Iowa.
And he hits. It was the third foul on Ace Bailey. And Iowa's got a three-point lead, which matches its largest lead of the ball game. And Harding, little too aggressive on Martini. The Princeton grad transfer.
You know, Zach Martini and also Price Sanford, guys that are good shooters, but
Sanford leans in and puts it down.
That roll and replace action is sub by Harding to rotate to Ace Bailey and leave Jamichael Davis 29% from three in that corner.
Sanford got Williams deep, and he's been struggling from outside, so what do? You get 3 feet away from the basket.
Great.
He was going to be on pace for 30 early in this game.
He's missed some open shots here in the second half.
Now he's got 15. Williams, nice find. Davis, great patience.
2 on the ball. Rutgers moving it.
Quad. Sanford threw it at Davis's head and pinballs around. Dembele underneath. Rips it away. Harding an open look. And a 3. And Iowa's got its largest lead. They will look at that during the next timeout, but for now, it is a 5-point Iowa lead. 4 to shoot for Bailey into the corner. Why not for Davis? Hits his second of the night.
And by percentage, you're thinking we're loading up on Ace Bailey, and that's what we're going to give up, the skip pass to the guy that's shooting sub 30%.
Now this crowd has been entertained to some outstanding basketball. And that adds to it. Dembele showing his skill set and another chance at 3. It'll stay a 4-point Iowa lead. Harper, foot on the gas all the way to the bucket.
Twice now that we've seen pulled away. And if you're Rutgers and you want to make the NCAA tournament, man, this is a game that you've got to win.
On a really smart play by Brock Harding. He felt Tyson Acuff trailing him. He stepped back.
We're finally healthy. We really can go on a run, and we could be very dangerous. Energy. That sense of urgency still not there throughout the course of this game.
11 points and 7 assists. He has taken that opportunity back in the starting lineup and has played a good ball game. Jeremiah Williams, tough jumper, back to 2.
Just the ability for Jeremiah Williams to play in that mid-range. You're driving Dembele and you're just raising up right there, making something happen.
Around the curl, off the glass.
That screen rescreen was pretty well guarded, and you get a contest there late. Josh Dix, that is cold-blooded.
He's got 24, his 5th 20-point game of the season. Dylan Harper, again all the way to the rim.
Like that behind the back dribble, and certainly
Iowa fought all the way back and has played from in front here the last few minutes on the road. Josh Dix has Dylan Harper. He wants the screen. Gets all the way to the rim. Draws contact. No foul.
Good help, though, by Jeremiah Williams coming over and making that a contested shot at the rim.
did a great job to get back into the defensive side of the play because he was underneath the basket when the ball was into the front court. Harper pulls up.
It's a little bit of a settle there. You've got that size mismatch. You've lived at the rim all night long. Go right at Brock Harding and put the pressure on Iowa to stop you off the bounce.
Well, remember, you get 2 free throws if you get fouled.
It's not that he can't make that shot, but you just talked about all the conditions that are right for him to drive it. Put that thing on the floor.
Peyton Sandford with the shimmy and the triple.
He's had open looks in the second half that he hasn't knocked him down, but there with that jab, he turns Jeremiah Williams around, and that's the biggest shot for him in the second half.
He's got 18, Iowa up by 5. Bailey with the floater in the lane, and it's back to a 1-possession game.
I think Seth Davis has watched some basketball. That's been the Dylan and Ace show here.
Well, you've got top 5 picks in the future NBA draft. You got to get him the ball. As we approach 1 minute to play here inside Jersey Mike's Arena. Seven to shoot. Bryce Sandford got all the way to the bucket.
How about taking on Ace Bailey there? Coming off that handoff and ripping it to the basket. Bryce Sandford, a quiet night, but a huge bucket.
And a timeout taken Rutgers. The last one.
So I think as a player, if you're on Rutgers or Iowa, you'd come into this game thinking, man, if I get to the basket, I'm scoring that.
You've got a nervous crowd here inside this building. Rutgers down 5 and they're out of timeout. And a bad pass.
How about Iowa going to that zone and just throwing Rutgers off from what they wanted to run? That's a great decision there by Fran McCaffrey.
The game is by no means over. Peyton Sandford
at the last 2 games being right there with Purdue, being right there with Wisconsin, weren't able to get over the top, and they're 32 seconds away from getting their first row win of the year.
Harper quickly launches the 3. It's nowhere near going down. And it looks
not an easy place to play, but they've handled adversity. And this is a heck of a win for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Is more than capable.
He's got 26 here tonight. 2 different Hawkeyes with 20. Peyton Sandford's got 20, and that's going to do it. Harding is going to finish it off with a layup, and Iowa is going to come into Jersey Mike's and knock off Rutgers on the road. They will not foul, and for the first time this season, Iowa has got a road win. 84-73, the Hawkeyes take a late 11-point first half lead, and they win it on the road by 11.
Iowa's back, certainly against the wall, but you have a team that comes in here. Tough environment, didn't matter. The guys that needed to play well